We ready, Madam Clerk?
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll go ahead and call the regular meeting of the East Peoria City Council to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker?
Here.
Hill?
Here.
Mingus?
Here.
Sutherland? Mayor Call?
Here.
All present except Commissioner Sutherland, Your Honor.
Very good. Please rise for the invocation and remain standing for the pledge.
Shall we pray? Heavenly Father, thank you for this day and every day you give us. We stand today with both heavy and hopeful hearts. Recent weather events have caused sorrow and loss. Please bring peace to minds troubled by fear and loss. Keep families safe from harm and shelter those who have lost. Provide wisdom for emergency teams working long hours to restore safety and power. Grant strength to local leaders and community workers and neighbors helping one another. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approve the minutes, please.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the minutes of the regular meeting held on August 18, 2026 be approved as printed.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Decker. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Hill?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. Motion carried. All right, communication. I do have one proclamation this evening, one of our favorites every year. Whereas 1 out of 4 women will be abused or assaulted in her lifetime, 1 out of 13 seniors will be abused, neglected, or exploited in his or her lifetime, 1 out of 3 girls and 1 out of 5 boys will be abused before their 18th birthday, 1 out of 3 students will witness or experience bullying, and whereas the Center for Prevention of Abuse has served residents of East Peoria since 1976, providing safety and support to victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, human trafficking, and elder abuse. And whereas the center has provided prevention education to East Peoria students of all ages since 1984, focusing on body safety, conflict resolution, anti-bullying, and building healthy relationships. And whereas the annual duck race is a major fundraiser for the Center for Prevention of Abuse and is celebrating its 38th anniversary on August 22nd, 2026, which is this Saturday. We are grateful that we can once again get excited at watching the ducks race to the bottom of the hill for such a worthy cause. And now, therefore, I, John P. Call, Mayor of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, do hereby proclaim August 2026 as Duck Race Month here in East Peoria. Carol, would you mind stepping up to the podium? I will turn this over to you and then turn the podium over to you.
Great, thank you. I'm Carol Myrna. I'm the CEO of the Center for Prevention of Abuse. I'm the fortunate one to be able to lead a great organization of about 150 staff in 6 locations serving East Peoria and all throughout central Illinois. Thank you, Mayor, and members of the East Peoria City Council for this wonderful proclamation, and more importantly, for everything that you do to make the CFPA Duck Race possible. This year marks the 38th annual Duck Race and our 11th right here in East Peoria. Over those 11 years, something really special has happened. The Duck Race has become more than a CFPA fundraiser. It has become an East Peoria tradition. And that simply would not happen without this community. The city of East Peoria welcomes us, helps us navigate all the details, and makes race day possible. You just don't allow us to hold the race in East Peoria. You help us make it happen. So this year we want to do something special, a little different. We are presenting the city of East Peoria with this very official and very important duck trophy, naming you the CFPA Duck Race Partner of the Year for 2026. We are incredibly grateful for your partnership. The Duck Race is CFPA's signature fundraiser. Every $5 helps us provide safety, care, hope, and dignity to survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, human trafficking, elder abuse, and other forms of violence. 100% of the proceeds support client care. So when 35,000 little yellow rubber ducks take over the hill leading to Eastside Center on Saturday, August 27th, there'll be a lot of fun, and a lot of cheering, and hopefully some very lucky ducks. Thank you for being our partner. Thank you for welcoming the duck race back home. And thank you for helping CFPA bring a little more hope to the people we serve. On behalf of CFPA, very proud to present the City of East Peoria with the Duck Race Partner of the Year.
Well, thank you, Carol. I
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Thank
She is awesome. You got that?
Yep.
Okay, and then here's the, and then if
Thank
there's
you.
anything else you want to say, feel free.
I'm good.
You're good?
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Carol's a rock star in my book. Her letters.
Put it in Mike's spot.
We'll show that bad beer off right there. Well, thank you, Carol, for you and your staff for all that you do, and thanks to the East Peoria Fire Department. I know they play a big part in making sure the ducks get down the hill, and then Corey and his staff up at East Side, and of course Rick Swan is always involved. But it's just a great event. And I talk about this every year, but it's really one of my favorite 501c3 charities because literally the proceeds do go back here locally. And I encourage people to look into that. And you can see for yourself where your contributions go. So thank you guys for what you do.
What are the
Phenomenal
times
work.
again for the event?
Carol, do you know the times this year?
Starts at 11, so
Okay.
food trucks and a band and the whole shebang, and then the race is at 1.
Okay.
So please join us.
Kicks off at 11, and the Ducks will go down the hill about 1 p.m. So thank you very much, Carol. We appreciate you. Okay, public comments. Anyone wish to address the council on an agenda item, please step forward. And I'm seeing no one. Commissioner Hill, I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I move to adopt a consent agenda consisting of items numbered 1 through 4. Item number 1, adoption of resolution number 2627-048, resolution to approve payment of the schedule of bills listed on schedule number 7 in the amount of $2,340,751.14. Item number 2, adoption of resolution number 2627-041 on its second reading, resolution approving the proposal from Mobile Communications America for the bidirectional amplifier system project for the new police station. Item number 3, adoption of resolution number 2627-042 on its second reading, resolution approving the purchase of Christmas tree displays for the Festival of Lights from Holiday Outdoor Decor. Item number 4, adoption of ordinance number 4921 on its second reading, ordinance approving cash rent lease of city farmland to Mike Yordy and Sons, Inc., as listed on the agenda for this meeting to be considered by omnibus vote.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Decker. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Hill?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I move you that items numbered 1 through 4 listed on the consent agenda be hereby approved and adopted, and items numbered 2 through 4, having been read once by the title and have laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection, be adopted as presented.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Mingus. Any discussion? I'm hearing none. Roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Hill?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. Motion carried.
I have one item tonight, Mr. Mayor. I move you that ordinance number 4919, hereto attached an ordinance regulating development in floodplain areas in the city of East Peoria, Illinois, having been read once by its title and having laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection, be adopted as presented.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Decker.
Well, as anyone that watches, this is the second reading, and this wasn't, I want to say, wasn't a popular subject last meeting, and the reason I say that is because this is about updating our floodplain ordinance, and it has to do with FEMA has updated our maps, and those maps, I don't want to say aren't as favorable as they were in the past, or there's some areas in East Peoria that have now been earmarked for being in the floodplain, which has negative connotations for those homeowners if they have a federally backed loan. So if they do, they will be required to have flood insurance. So some of the areas you can get the information packet or call Ty Livingston. He'd be more than happy to explain the maps that were in the packet probably tonight and last week. Show some areas that are down around Richland community, and even in my where I grew up on Bloomington Road, there's some areas down there, and on Meadows, and then over I forgot the name of that street that really the Dairy Queen is accessible for. So some of those areas have been now marked as floodplain and would be impacted from this. As another feature or another element that was updated in here is what we called what is called the freeboard, the distance that you must build up in any area that's in a floodplain. Our previous measurement was like 1/10 of an inch, and now it's increased to 1 foot. And again, that would impact somebody that's in this floodplain area that may do major improvements to their home. I think it's more than 50% of the value. Those people would be impacted by that change in the freeboard. So again, this was a change that not to our liking, and there was the mayor can comment. There was some efforts by Ty Livingston and the mayor himself trying to work with FEMA, trying to get an understanding or these maps not implemented. But the negative thing is they're going to be implemented. They actually go into effect September 7th. In our last meeting, there was a lot of discussion, or at least Commissioner Sutherland was definitely voicing against accepting these. But since then, we've got additional details from our own City Attorney, Scott Brunton, and some other information that Commissioner Sutherland has shared that really stresses the importance or the humongous negative impact that it'd have on our city and our citizens if we did not accept these maps, even whether we like them or not. So that's on the table tonight for second reading, so I recommend and I will be supporting the updating of this ordinance to reflect the new FEMA maps.
Yeah, and I think it's important. Scott, is there anything you want to add to this? Here's what I'll say. I know I was on vacation, and I wasn't aware that Commissioner Sutherland would not be here tonight, but he did look into this. And in full transparency, he had an outside law firm look into it that came to the same, basically, conclusion that our attorney had, which we had that same set of information already. And I don't want to speak out of line. He's not here to speak for himself, but he gave me the impression anyway that he had changed his mind based on what Scott's about to share. There's ramifications if the city doesn't approve it. And I will tell you, I was looking to put this off and see if there's any other last-ditch efforts we could try. And then Scott made me aware that this has to be laid on the table for, what'd you say, at least a week or 10 days after we approve it. So
Yes,
we
Mayor.
missed FEMA's deadline, and then Scott's going to come into play and explain the downside should we not approve it and miss that deadline.
First off, Mayor, to answer your initial question is, according to IDNR, they're the ones who administer these provisions regarding the FEMA maps and implementation in the state of Illinois. The city's ordinance needs to be effective on September 7th. The city was granted an extension to September 7th due to some notice mix-ups at the FEMA level. These maps are currently in effect for Tazewell County. These maps apply just to Tazewell County, so not to any other counties in the area. So the Tazewell County FEMA maps have been updated. They're effective July 21st. As a city, were given additional time to adopt this ordinance. As the mayor has alluded and as Commissioner Hill has alluded, this has actually been a very lengthy process. The city has gone through quite the effort to ensure that the levee system here and the levee districts in order and covered by the new FEMA maps, and it is. And that has actually delayed the implementation of these maps probably for several years. But ultimately, they decided to move ahead despite our efforts to kind of delay and address some of the other areas in the city that aren't so well protected. And so that leaves us where we're at today. As far as the impact, if we don't approve these maps, the city falls out of the what's called the the flood insurance program at the federal level, and the city gets suspended. That doesn't directly impact the city. It, in fact, who it does impact is any property owner in a newly designated flood area or a previously designated flood area. Will no longer have access to flood insurance, and that puts them at jeopardy with their mortgages, their federally backed mortgages. So, and just general lenders in general don't like to see that as well. So any commercial lenders kind of track that same thought process where they would be looking for some type of flood insurance. So overall, that hurts significantly those property owners that are going to now be affected. So that's the primary impact, and maybe one you discussed at the last meeting. But it also just it prevents the city, or very much limits the city of East Peoria's access to federal disaster funding. That's another huge impact. Fortunately, we're not dealing with any of the current flooding that's going on, in the Midwest, but who knows when it will next happen. Those types of events, we would be very limited in what we could, any kind of federal funding we could receive from FEMA, so that's another direct impact. There's some other general FEMA projects we wouldn't have access to that the city has had access to in the past in relation to like the tornado declaration a few years back now, as well as some flood mitigation that took place up in Catlin Court and Sunnybrook. Both those grants and funding that the city received, we would not be eligible to get going forward. So with all those negative consequences, that's where we're at, and if anybody has any questions, I'll try to answer them.
And Scott, we touched on this. I know you weren't present at the last meeting, but I think we touched on this in that, even though we need to move forward, I'm confident we probably will here this evening, our backs are against the wall, that we still have an opportunity to go back and continue to try to get those.
Mayor, yeah, that's correct. So even though these maps are put into place, there is a map amendment process that there's a couple of different processes that can be still pursued and will be pursued as far as I understand some of the areas that are now included in the new flood zones where they could be removed. So those projects need to move forward. As anybody else know at the city level, and not maybe many of the members of the public know, it's just not a city issue. This deals with there's a drainage levee district that protects where we're at right now in the levee district area and the CAT facilities and the Richland homes. There's also the East Peoria Sanitary District. They're responsible for part of the levees. So this is a group effort, and they're all involved and need to work together and have been working together. But some of this information that we got kind of at the last hour was a bit of a surprise, and I think especially in the Richland area. So I know that there's certainly some efforts to move forward to ensure that those areas get some type of map amendment is applied for in the future. These maps don't get changed very often, so that's definitely, it's not to anybody's benefit to wait till the next time it goes through, because you just never know when that's going to be. It could be decades. So these but to answer your question, Mayor, just to kind of clarify, yes, these maps can be amended and likely will be.
And I think that's our goal. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. Any discussion?
Scott, one question that was asked to me, I spoke with Ty about it, but how is it determined, like which cities' maps will be chosen to be updated?
Well, they do, as I had mentioned earlier, Commissioner, they do their maps on a county-by-county basis. So, okay. How they choose to do that I don't have any insights that I can pass along to you folks. Just that effort was undertaken, and as I think I've alluded to quite a long time ago, we're talking 15 to 20 years ago, they decided to move forward with,
They implemented some map amendments back in 2014, 2017, I'm forgetting which, but they kind of put on hold a major portion of that, including the levy district, because they knew the city at that time was working to have the levies recertified. There was no issue with them per se, but you have to go through, to recertify a levy, that requires some engineering review. It's just not like you go look at it and say, oh, it's recertified. It takes quite a heavy lift by an engineering firm to review the levies, and that process takes some time. So what happened in 2017, part of the maps were updated, but not all of them. But that's, like I said, this goes back probably almost 20 years to when they decided they wanted to update the Tazewell County's maps.
And there's no rhyme or reason to answer your question. I'm not sure why this is the second time for Tazewell County, and I can't tell you the last time they even looked at Peoria County.
That is kind of the concerning part of it. Just seems like, I don't know, the focus is here, and I don't want to speak disparagingly about any other community, don't want to cause problems for other communities, but it is a shame that this is affecting so many people in East Peoria. I can't remember the number of homes and properties that were in the flood plain prior to this going into effect, but my understanding is there are hundreds that have now been added to it because of the new maps. And I know there are things that we can do to hopefully mitigate and make things better, but the decision tonight about voting for or against, I think we'd all like to somehow protest this, but I don't think that would be the prudent thing to do. I think by us voting yes, it allows homeowners to be able to have the flood insurance, and if they have a federally backed loan, then they can get the flood insurance. So it's not a happy decision, but I think it's necessary to vote yes.
Yeah, I agree. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Hill?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. Motion carried.
Your Honor, that finishes it for me
Very
tonight.
good. Commissioner Hill, Commissioner Decker.
Thank you, Mayor. I've got my item, and then I've also got Commissioner Sutherland's items tonight.
Very good.
First of all, resolution number 2627-046, be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois. The resolution number 2627-046, resolution approving the proposal from Hare Construction Incorporated for slip lining storm sewer outfall line located at 207 Timber Lane, be approved. Mr. Mayor, I move you that this resolution number 2627-046 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title, be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. Commissioner Mingus?
Thank you, Commissioner Mingus. This one is, the total cost is $25,217, and it is slip lining a 12-inch storm sewer on Timber Lane. But one of the most important things about this, it's an eroded storm sewer extending approximately 240 feet from the catch basin that's out at the road. And we have done an extensive amount of erosion control on this property, and it's important that we protect that. So that's what this does. It protects the nearly $78,000 that the city has spent previously controlling the erosion and mitigating the erosion. That this is something that's necessary to hopefully make it so that won't happen in the future.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Hill?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. Motion carried.
Next, Mayor, resolution number 2627-045, be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 2627-045, resolution approving payment of invoice for bore rig rental for Arnold Road Water Main Replacement Project from Vermeer Sales and Services of Central Illinois Incorporated be approved. Mr. Mayor, I move you that this resolution number 2627-045 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title, be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Mingus.
Thank you, Commissioner Mingus. This is for a main replacement, and the total amount is $16,000. The main unit's $11,200, and we had to rent a couple other parts as well. But this is just a rental, and I've spoken with a couple people, but it's horizontal boring. It's kind of, if you ever look at horizontal boring on YouTube, there are some interesting videos of things that can happen when people take that project on, or there's some just funny videos. But our crew did a really good job. They rented this. It has been spoken about in the past to purchase one of these machines, but it's well into six figures, and as rare as we need to use it, I think it's a good expense just to pay the rental fee.
Very good. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Hill?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you, motion carried.
And last, Mayor, resolution number 2627-047, be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, the resolution number 2627-047, resolution authorizing the payment of an invoice from C&G Concrete Construction Company Incorporated for concrete driveway and sidewalk repairs project work from water and sewer main project in the city be approved. Mr. Mayor, I move you that this resolution number 2627-047 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title, be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Mingus.
Thank you, Commissioner Mingus. This is after water and sewer have performed quite a bit of work. There was a concrete repair that needed to be made. C&G Concrete was the company that we had do the work. They do a great job, and it's nice to have them here in East Peoria, but the total amount was $27,900. And, just adding it up quickly, it looks like they're probably about 12 to 15 total places where work was completed.
And this was water and sewer repairs.
Yes.
That's why it was under Commissioner Sutherland. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Hill?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you, motion carried.
That is all I have, Mayor.
Very good, thank you, Commissioner Decker. Comments from the audience? Anyone wish to address the council on a non-agenda item? Anything? Please step forward. Seeing no takers? Comments from the council? Commissioner Decker?
I have nothing further, Mayor.
Very good. Commissioner Hill?
I had a question about I was looking at the website today. Code Red, that system, we have a new system, and I
Yeah.
may have missed the notification.
Hyperreach?
Yeah.
Yeah, Emma's been pushing that out for some months now. We switched over to that after that Code Red had the little hiccup where they had a breach that no one's data was given up, but they had some issues
I
with.
remember that, security.
Yeah, and it was a nationwide thing, so we started looking into other platforms that were more conducive for all the departments to use. And they came back. Morgan, were you involved in that, or was that just Emma's project?
Mostly Emma, yeah.
Mostly Emma.
Question, did the names port over, or you had to sign up fresh? Because I realized my phone has went silent.
Yeah,
So I didn't know if the names ported over, or you actually had to sign up for the new HyperReach. Or,
I reckon, so they allowed her to move the names that were in there at that time over.
Okay.
But I will tell you, I know, for example, mine didn't, but I think mine had been removed from there prior to,
Okay.
I may have removed it back when Code Red had an issue. But I've heard from a handful of customers that have already had water main breaks in their neighborhood and didn't get a notification.
Did not?
No, they did not. So Emma recommended they go back in and sign up for the HyperReach. But all that stuff is on our website, which I think that website just went live
Yeah,
with the relaunch. So I encourage people to check it out. It's a nice looking website, a lot more user-friendly with some good information, and we're going to continue to update the website.
that's what caught my attention, is
yeah.
actually the difference in the website. And then right on there, it
Yeah.
said HyperReach, so I thought,
So I touched on it, one of those letter to the hometown, East Peoria Hometown Voice paper. We try to put city business in there. Tried to explain things in there, and we touched on that when we were going to switch platforms.
Okay.
So, but,
Only other thing I've got is the farmer's market. Only a few, let's see, what is today? A few weeks left. She may extend an extra week because of rain, but just plan on, if you haven't been out to the farmer's market, come out. There's plenty of drinks, some bakeries, and I'm not going to say Maker's Mart again, but you're going to miss out. There's only a few weeks left, so come on out on Friday, 4 to 7. That's it.
good. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Means?
I have nothing, Your Honor.
Okay. I have nothing myself, so I seek a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we adjourn until Tuesday evening, September 1st, 2026.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Decker. Roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Hill?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. We are adjourned until we meet again.